Welcome to a 9th Age battle report, a window to the other side. We're getting ready for a 9th Age battle between Sylvan elves on their home turf and orc and goblins. We have specially designed terrain for the Sylvan elves in their forest, which I'll just take half a minute to go through first. Very high terrain pieces. Tall.
Jeg vil gå begynne. Og den random movement.
Yeah. This is a unit with random movement.
And I didn't like it. I definitely not like it. Random movement is the worst I can have.
This is a Sylvan elf. Mono elf list.
No, it's a tree hugger list.
There are no trees here.
Tree hugger.
Where are the treemen? Or the dryad?
That's a tree, and that's a tree hugger.
He's kidding.
No, I'm not.
There are 2 secure targets. This is a troll baby, which has been left in the sun and frozen to stone. The goblins are adamant that they'll have to save him and secure that target.
And that's a pine tree.
And that's another target. The Sylvan elves are high on the flanks. The orc and goblins were high on the middle, on the refused flank. No, the Encircle, of course, the Encircle. But the orc and goblins chose to hang back, and the Sylvan elves have no shooting and no magic. And the one spell on the orc and goblin list was the having range, half the range of shooting and magic, so it was useless. There'll be little magic. So Sylvan elves go first. Du kan bare starte å flytte når du vil. Eller charge.
Jeg bare vet ikke om jeg liker de der random movementene. Pokkerskapet du har der.
The scrap wagons, which I've forgotten to film, are very, very unkind to elven lists. So the elven player is reticent about facing them. This is a great green idol, and he's the battle standard bearer.
Is that random target, random movement as well?
No.
No.
The squig hero is not. He's hard target. The kestrel knights, 3 in each unit, vanguard, and move forward into the enemy lines on turn 1, on both sides. The rest of the Sylvan elves advance on their first turn, behind the central forest dropped by the Sylvan elf player, and some sacred seeds are thrown into the air to create a new forest just beside the bewitched stone troll objective.
Jeg tror kanskje jeg må være 6 under den. Beklager, jeg må være 6 under den.
It has to be 6 inches away from the objective. So, orc and goblin turn 1. The savage orcs, river trolls, and goblin archers reform to face these kestrel knights, which are a real pest. But the other goblin unit forms out in a long snake line and releases their 1 fanatic into the kestrel knights here. And 2, they take 3 wounds. 1 kestrel dies.
And 1 dies in dangerous terrain test.
That's an impassable terrain they flee through after failing their panic test from the fanatic. Sylvan Elf, turn 2.
Done. Charge around.
The scrap wagon is being charged. On Sylvan Elf turn 2, the Kestrel Knight rallied from the other side of the impossible terrain piece and flew right back here. The eagle charged from his side of the table and destroyed the unstable scrap wagon and reformed to face the back of the Orc and Goblin army. These Kestrel Knights flew from where they were facing the Savage Orcs and into the middle of the battle. Very little action otherwise. On Orc and Goblin turn 2, the Orc General yells out, "Why?" And he, in his Black Orc unit with the Great Green Idol, charged the Sylvan Elf General's unit. They need 11 and 12. The Great Green Idol did not make his charge, it just needed 6 on the dice with 3 dice. And the Black Orcs have had their champion killed with 3 wounds overkill from the Elf Lord. So it's not looking good for the stubborn Black Orcs right now. They chose 2 hand weapons and the Blade Dancers are dancing with 1 extra attack. Whirlwind of Blades. The Black Orcs failed their rerollable stubborn leadership of 8 and fled. The Blade Dancers overran into the chaffing Goblin hero on Nashor, but on Sylvan Elf turn 3, the Kestrel Knights charged the fleeing Black Orcs and their general. So they'll be running out of the table. On Sylvan Elf turn 3, an eagle with 1 wound left steps on the wrecking team. So they're both gone. The Kestrel Knights charged the goblins with nets there. The goblins are within range of their battle standard bearer, so even though they lost 4 brave goblins, they of course managed their leadership's test of 5. And as you can see, the Squig hero died when the Blade Dancer unit with General and BSB of Sylvan Elves overran into it after killing the Black Orcs. Orc and Goblin turn 3. The 2 troll units on Orc and Goblin turn 2, and there are orcs in this battle, but they ran at the first option, so I don't know if they'll make a return, the orcs. The trolls both failed their stupidity tests, even though they have the Green Idol BSB. The giant runs up to chaff, and the other giant runs behind. They're all positioning themselves for the battle, except 1 Squig hero charging into the Kestrel Knights, killing 1, and drawing the combat. Excellent goblin work. The tactic is rolling out according to goblin plans. The orc hero is disposed of, so now the goblins are back in charge. Sylvan Elf turn 4. Sylvan Elf turn 4 is using a long time on planning out the strategy. It's a do or die round for the Sylvan Elves. No, they have the advantage, but they can really capitalize this round. So they're wondering whether to charge the Blade Dancers into the Feral Orcs, whether to maybe charge the block of Eternal Guards into the Trolls, which are stupid though. This will be exciting.
Lite lang charge.
most units of the Sylvan Elves are out of charge range. But they do seem to have the objectives secured, due to their good early chaffing with the eagles and kestrel knights, which also caused the orc and goblins not to get any shooting, because they turned their units without musicians. This kestrel knight single-handedly took a unit of 30 goblins and 1 shaman and pursued them off the table. In this combat there's just 1 kestrel knight left, and the Nasher heroes lost 1 wound. The Sylvan Elves are advancing from the flank and retreating at the center. These blade dancers have chaffed the savage orcs and are not in combat, and on the other flank by the objective they're retreating. Orc and Goblin turn 4. The goblins back in charge have decided to call out a real wog. Disclaimer, the real wog has no effect on the game, but the Great Green Idol is charging these blade dancers with the general and BSB. The giant charges the eagle. The trolls manage their stupidity test on 4, so together with the feral orcs they charge these blade dancers. The other giant charges these forest rangers with great weapons in the flank. And that's how it looks. The trolls and savage orcs charged the blade dancers and they fled. No, they were killed down to every single blade dancer. And the trolls and savage orcs overran. So the savage orcs are in the same combat with the forest rangers as the giant is. It's just a bit unstable on the base, so it's placed over there. The Great Green Idol lost its combat because of a musician, but it was the only one causing wound and it stood as the BSB. Forest Ranger attacks. Angriper på kjempen.
Nei, det på fremover.
They're attacking the savage orcs, the forest rangers. 300 da.
Flaming, er det reroll to wound, eller er det reroll to hit?
To wound.
200, ja.
Men det er ikke alle som er i... Jo, det er halvparten er i hvert fall.
5 wounds.
5 wounds from the forest rangers.
Det er masse, du har bare ward save.
5 plus ward save.
6 plus.
6 plus ward save.
1 ward. 1 save.
4 savage orcs die. And now he's attacking the giant. Four hits, and he's flammable in the field because of the banner of the forest rangers. So he can reroll this one.
3 wounds.
3 wounds on the giant. 6 plus ward save. 3 wounds on the giant. And 4 savage. After Orc and Goblin turn 4, the giants and savage orcs decimate the forest rangers as well. So they have the objective at the moment. And now the Sylvan Elves is planning a new launch. A new age of forests everywhere.
Så.
Forest guards with paired weapons
Så har vi
charge
3
the
andre
feral
vekke.
orcs.
Så det er sånn attack.
And no blade dancers charge the Great Green Idol from the flank. The forest guards overran into the giant. He now has 2 wounds left. Det kom noen på utsida. and he wins combat one by one, but the forest guards stick. The trolls and Nashor win their combat, and the trolls overrun into this unit of spear elves, forest guards. The giant still thumps the eagle again. He spent 2 rounds without the eagle attacking back. The paired weaponed forest guards kill the giant, so they secure their objective in round 6. And now it's Sylvan elf turn 6 before the orc and goblin turn 6.
No. Vent. Hvis du tar uniten nå, så får du masse poeng. Hvis jeg hadde flyttet ut BSB og Lord,
så ville du fått leadershipen, men this is the movement of the Sylvan elves. They have both objectives as of right now, and the scrap wagon is ready to challenge that fact on the one side, which means the Sylvan elves have the objective. The giant kills the eagle, and now we'll see the trolls versus forest guards with spears. The stone trolls lost the combat against the spear elves and were pursued down. This is the last round, orc and goblin turn 6, and they have few options, but they'll try the options they have. Having the scrap wagon do a random movement to deny the objective, then that's not really a point, but they can take the unit, and the giant charges the main block, and the 2 squig heroes charged this block, which took out the trolls. The 2 Nashor heroes and the giant were felled before they could strike a single strike, and that makes it a 20-0 decisive victory for the Sylvan elves on home turf. But the savage orcs rally, as do all of the Sylvan elves units that were fleeing, like this fellow.